This is really about how you move. Can you guys say how you move is how you groove?
How you move is how you groove.
Cameron's got it. That's what I'm talking about. How you move is how you groove, right? So if you move flowing, loose, and relaxed, you're going to sound flowing, loose, and relaxed. If you're tense and stiff, your drumming is going to sound what?
Tense and stiff.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's really about just being in a good zone, really focusing hard and staying relaxed, and technique. And you guys know what that means, because it's so much. There's so much out there about this. What does it mean to you? The how of what you do. When I worked in a restaurant and I used to cut tomatoes, I was really slow at it because my technique, how I did it, was not like these master chefs like just doing it really fast. Who had the how of what they did was far better than me, and I almost lost all these fingers and stuff because my technique was not so good. So I learned some things. Like I said, I didn't really have my first lesson until I was like 21. So I think that I really appreciate it now because I did things so hard. I don't want to say wrong, but like I squeezed the sticks. I used to get blisters. I did a lot of things the hard way. So I want you to just walk away with this one simple idea. Can you guys say stance and state?
Stance and state.
Yeah, you go. So stance is like how you approach your set even before you play it. So can everybody we won't go through all the details because we don't have that much time, but just hang your arms loose at your sides like this. Yeah, and keep your feet on the floor as if you're on pedals. Good. And just, you feel how relaxed your shoulders are? So I'm pretty much feeling like my arms are like ropes, or like wet ropes. And then I'm just bringing it up like this. My hands are flat, and I'm gonna say like this is around the barrel. I'm gonna imagine like there's a barrel right here. Can you guys say that? Around the barrel.
Around
the
the
barrel.
Yeah, so you don't want to go in that zone. Now, notice my palms are down. I'm gonna dribble imaginary basketballs. Isn't this the weirdest drum I've ever been to? Look what you're doing right now. So why are we doing this? Because A, we see that our wrist works really good like that. It's basically like the hinge of a door, right? And the second thing is these basketballs, what happens when they're gonna hit the ground? They bounce back, exactly. You guys see what I'm doing here? As the stick goes down, what does the stick want to do?
Bounce back.
You got it. So this is called the free stroke. Can you guys say that?
Free
Free
stroke.
Yeah. So the sticks are like bouncing, and I train my muscles to go up with that rebound. I fought this for so long, and I made it so much harder to drum. So I've done like so many of these. My teacher just gave me these crazy workouts and drills and stuff, and just you have to do like a sick amount of repetitions. Like get used to being bored. Okay, are you okay with being bored, Cameron?
Yeah.
Good. Get used to it. I call it the no fun zone. Can you guys say that?
No fun zone.
Yeah, you got it. There is a part in your practice where it's not gonna be fun, and you gotta. You know how many free throws Michael Jordan did in a practice? 500, not 50, like 500. And that's Michael Jordan. Like he could easily say, "Hey man, I got 4 rings, or I got 6 rings, or I don't know how many he had at that point." But he's like a champion. He's like 500 freaking free throws. Imagine that. 319.
Wow.
408. Like that's boring. That's boring. So I've done so many of these, but now the payoff is when I play, I get in the zone because I'm out of my own way. Whereas for years, I was in my own way and I was squeezing the sticks. So when we do this weird exercise where you're bouncing imaginary basketballs, you're kind of setting yourself up for thinking like Michael Jordan and thinking like a basketball player. And everything, like sometimes I tell my students, you actually don't hit the drums. Cameron, can you come up here and high five me? It's like a nice, strong high five. Yeah, awesome. So think of high five the person next to you. Just do it. Yeah. And if you don't have anybody, yeah. So like, when I hit my cymbals, like that's what I'm doing. You don't hit the drums. You never hit the drums. Isn't that a weird thought? Like, I thought you did hit the drums. I'm holding these sticks in my hand, but you don't hit the drums. Hitting is like, they say like everything in life you learn from kindergarten. You ever heard that expression? It's like, getting enough sleep, eat healthy food, just basic stuff. Pay attention. Yeah, take a nap, like just basic stuff. Don't steal, all that stuff. So in kindergarten, it's like don't hit. So why would you hit your drums, right? Even if you're playing really loud, like I love to play loud, right? But I'm not. See, that's a loud hit. But it's coming off the drum, right? It's always we're friends, me and the drums. We're tight. So I'm not hitting. And I like to use the high five because people, yeah, man, Cameron, good to see you, man. And we do it like, you don't high five like, hello, ooh, right? Like, you go for it and it's like that. But you're never hitting your friend when you see them. It's like, ooh, it's never like that. So why would you play the drums like that? All right, think about it. Drums are your friend, your best friend maybe, and you want to feel good when you play them. So never hit the drums. Can you guys just walk away with that idea? It's a weird thought. So yeah, the free stroke, kind of bouncing the stick. The other thing is this thing called the molar stroke. Have you guys heard of the molar stroke? Named after Sanford Moeller, and it's a movement where he observed it in a lot of the great drummers of his time. Can you just do this through the air? Yeah, it's a graceful movement. It's like you're dancing. And you're using momentum. Can you guys say that? Momentum. What is momentum? Yeah, are you pointing to your hat?
No.
Oh, you're just like, what is the answer? What is the answer? Okay, I just say that because Cameron's wearing a Blue Jays hat, and baseball pitchers use this when they pitch. I thought you were like, baseball man, baseball.
Yeah.
But if you see a baseball pitcher pitch, they're loose and relaxed. That's the whole thing, is they never tense up. They're loose and relaxed. You guys notice when I hit that tom? I didn't go, ugh. Again, it's the hitting thing. When we high five, we're pretty relaxed, right? Hey man, but it was pretty big, right? So I'm coming up like this in this arc, and find a good teacher to teach it to you. In this short time, I can't go into all the, we just don't have time, but basically just think of momentum, think of being loose and relaxed, and kind of coming up like an arc, and getting a nice big. Whoa. That's awesome. Look at the power of the molar stroke, guys. Whoa. It's like Spinal Tap. Listen to the sustain. Right? Who's seen Spinal Tap? I saw Spinal Tap when I was like 10. Anyway. Yeah, it's an awesome movie. So you don't play the drums, you dance the drums. And you don't hit the drums, you play. Any analogy you can think of. But so it's basically, so we have our stance. Can you guys get in this position here? So just hands out like that, good. So that's our stance. Letting the sticks bounce, molar stroke. Now our state is just, we talked about attitude of gratitude, being happy to drum, not being in a rush to learn, being very patient. Here's something that drummers don't do. I want you guys to do this with me. Take a deep breath through the nose, and we're going to hold it and just let it go. You ready? We'll do it together. Here we go. In. Hold it. Let it out slowly. How do you feel? Are you all zenned out? Yeah. Ready to drum? So, breathing is a huge, like how many drummers hold their breath, shallow breath. I gotta hit these drums. And then when a fill comes up, you hold your breath. Right? That happens all the time, but drums are such a physical instrument. So stance and state, and the state is just how you feel and how your body's working as you drum. So if you guys just look at my setup here, it's very much off what's called my natural position. You guys see that? So just float, just everything very, very natural from that position. So go home and look at your drums and just make sure that they're an extension of your body and an extension of that position instead of you moving yourself to the drums. Like when we were setting up today, we were joking around and we put the cymbal like way up here. So can you imagine playing a cymbal like that? Yeah, your shoulder's gonna just, yeah, right? And as we were talking about Spinal Tap, they made fun of that in the movie. They set up the cymbals like way up here, just as a joke. So, you know, if you fight gravity, you're gonna lose. You know, so we want to work with nature, not against nature. So stance and state, that's pretty much a great way to start for technique.